Hi friends! This week, I felt like doing something relaxing, and I have these canvas boards from the Dollar Tree, so I'm gonna make a painting. I have this color by number book full of colorful animal portraits, and I was inspired to try and create my own. I'm gonna start with a sketch on a separate piece of paper. My subject for this portrait is my dog Bella. I got Bella in July of 2021 from our local Humane Society. She's very sweet and smart, but she's also pretty crazy. She was a star pupil in our obedience class, but at home she doesn't really give any forks about personal boundaries. She knows the rules, she just doesn't care to follow them. Her favorite pastimes are running zoomies, chewing on sticks, and sleeping in the dead center of my bed. Since Bella only stops moving when she's asleep, I had to use a few different photos of her as a reference. The eyes and the ears were the hardest parts for me. No matter how hard I tried, the ears just never seemed big enough. Once the sketch was done, I used transfer paper to transfer it onto the canvas. Next came the hardest part, picking the colors and planning out where they'd go. I photocopied the original sketch a few times and tested out a few different options. I tried a couple of times to go with more solid colors, replacing specific colors like white with yellow and black with blue, but it just didn't look right. I finally came up with a much more colorful version, using groups of colors in light, mid, and dark tones. To do this, I picked out about 11 colors in varying shades that I thought looked good together. You probably could do this with more or less colors, but this is what I ended up with. Then I whipped out my phone and turned on a black and white filter. Using this, I organized the colors lightest to darkest. Starting with the lightest shade, I made chunks of color where the lightest parts of her face would be. I decided my light source would be on the left side of the picture, so areas like the tops of her ears, her brow, and the left side of her face would be the lightest. Then I worked my way through the colors, getting darker as I moved to the right side of her face, the shadows on her fur, and the pink areas of her ears. I didn't use any hard or fast rules for the size or shapes of the color blocks. I just sort of put down what looked right to me. The helpful part about starting with the lightest colors first is it's easy to go over with a darker shade if needed later. The darkest colors I used for her nose and the black spots on her fur. I could have eliminated one of the two purples, because even though they show up differently in black and white, they pretty much look the same on the final painting. For her eyes, I went with a dark purple and yellow irises. I kept her collar white so that it would stand out. After I blocked in a first coat, I went back in with a second coat to clean it up. The background I filled in black. The last step was adding a few black outlines to help define the more confusing shapes of the portrait, around her collar, mouth area, nose, and eyes. And that's it. It does look a bit more stern and serious than Bella ever is, but otherwise I absolutely love it and I'm so proud of it. The colors are so bright and fun and I had such a good time making it. I'm so happy with it. But now for the most important judge.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think?
I think she likes it. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time.